What's up, guys? It's Canex from ProGaming.com, and we're here at PAX East in Boston. And right now, we're speaking to Ed Bongoboy about Brink. So, Ed, tell me, what's going on with Brink?
Brink? What is this Brink of which you speak? I now got to the point. I'm just denying all knowledge of this. There is no game. You're not just enough. This is over. Brink is a brand new first-person shooter. We're making it Splash Damage in London for Bethesda. It's a new first-person shooter, as you see behind you. It's set on the Ark, which is this kind of floating experimental city set in 2045. We didn't want it too far in the future because then it gets kind of sci-fi, and sci-fi feels kind of magic. We didn't want to lose that kind of shooter immersion, that real kind of boots on the deck feeling. So our previous games like Wolfenstein Enemy Territory and Enemy Territory Quake Wars, they were very much PC hardcore first-person shooters, which is great, and we're really proud of them. But we want to take all the stuff that's cool about online multiplayer and just make it much easier for players to get into. I don't know if you've been in the situation of playing the single-player version of a shooter and going, okay, this is good, I'm beating the game, I'm winning, I'm enjoying it, and then you go online and it's just, what's going on? It's chaos, it's totally different. So one of the goals of Brink was just to remove that lurch between single and multiplayer. So it's always 8v8, one team attacks, one team defends. We got two storylines with cinematics and quite a complex story. The security and the resistance, both kind of duking it out. But really what we're trying to do is just get players who maybe never think of themselves as shooter players or don't think of themselves as online players. You say, it's okay, there is good stuff in here. And the weird thing is, like in the last couple of years, console games have come on so much. Yeah. You get console gamers saying, hey, you know what's cool? Co-op's really cool. And we're like, we know! We've been trying to say, oh, excuse me, I just totally spat in your face. I'm sorry, can we fix that in post?
No.
In certain cultures, that means we're engaged.
All right. Congratulations.
Hey.
Sorry, girlfriend.
Sorry, girlfriend.
Back to the story.
I'm so sorry. Other things that come out of my mouth include words, ideas, and food particles. I'm sorry about that.
This is great.
Yeah, you live for interviews like this, I bet. Moving on.
Moving on. This is great. You guys are loving this. And this game's awesome, so let's keep going.
I'm sorry, I was inspired by the floating setting. I was thinking fluid, watery thoughts. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. Don't you worry. I've had worse things spit on me, so,
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Let's go. So yeah, what are cool things about multiplayer? Well, it's unpredictable, it's replayable. Like our first game, Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, it's 8 years old, still in the top 5, top 10 most played online games. We've had over 500 million matches played. Now, partly that's down to the mod community and doing amazing new stuff, but also it's infinitely replayable. No two of those matches were the same. And that's what we want to get players into, not the sense of, okay, well, I turn the corner and the same guy comes out the same door and throws a grenade at me every single time. This is totally unpredictable. It's a completely different way of playing. And now there's no difference between the single player, co-op, and multiplayer. Like, have you had that thing where like, okay, I'll stop playing this game. Oh, my friends come online. I want to play co-op with him. Okay, I'll quit out and then we'll restart again. You should never have to do that. He can just join you. So one of those, we need at least one human player playing the game, otherwise there is no game. So you could be playing it, okay, totally offline, no internet connection at all. Through both storylines, you're fine, absolutely keep on going. Let's say you're playing online. I'm on your friends list, I come online and go, oh wait, you're in there. If you set up your friends list so I can join you, I will just replace one of those AI players. And now it's a co-op game. But you didn't need to quit, you didn't need to reset, the rules haven't changed, it's all the same thing. I quit out, I've got to take a phone call. I come back online, all your friends come online. Now it's a multiplayer game. It's all human players. But nothing's changed, it's the same deal. In fact, this is even weirder. Let's say you're playing a multiplayer game. Maybe you don't have enough players to fill all the slots, so AI players are making up the rest, still 8v8. One of the guys you are playing with or against is playing it in single player. He just happens to be playing that mission of the storyline, that kind of chapter of the story, online against human opponents. He's in a single player game, you're in a multiplayer game, maybe two other guys are in a co-op game as far as they're concerned. It's the same game. And we've got all the story going on, and we've got this new movement system called the SMART system, which I think you've been able to see some of. You just hold down sprint and move at something, and you can just, if your guy would be able to climb over it, he climbs over it. If he would be able to climb under it, he climbs under it. It's been something weird about shooters for a while now. I call it the refrigerator on a roller skate problem. Because it's like, the graphics are so good now, the animations are so good, but somehow you can't get over a wall that high. Like, that doesn't quite work out. Or you've got to go to a certain point and press a button, and then you activate a canned animation to get over there. Why don't you just jump straight over it? So that's why you invented the smart sim, so you can just get over things, and it stops you worrying about what button to press. Just gets you playing the game with your head up and being kind of tactically aware.
That's really interesting and different because, like you said, there's many situations you're in. Maybe you're fighting somebody, you're trying to run away. Let's say you're in a fight and you're getting hurt. You try to move. Oh, I bumped. I can't get over that. Yeah, I'm dead now. He caught me because I can't get over this thing that's half my size.
In real life, people do not stumble over tables. You don't go into a room and immediately just crash into things. Well, unless under certain circumstances. But that's Vegas. We don't need to talk about that. So, yeah, why not be able to do that in a game? Why not just make it so if you've got sprint press, you can move over it? You don't have to use it. You can time the jumps yourself, but that's fine. There's a lot of cool things about multiplayer, but there's some very frustrating things as well. And I think a lot of people have tried it and just thought, this is not for me. So one thing, we have voice over IP, and it defaults to your friends list only. I have no idea why people have public VoIP. It's just like, I do not care what these 12-year-olds think of me somewhere else. That's of no interest to me. Another problem is that players spend too much time dead not playing the game. Yeah. It's like, oh, airstrike. Well, there wasn't much I could do about that. I don't mind dying in a game as long as I know who did it and how and what I could have done to avoid it. So we're trying to get rid of these no-skill kills. Hopefully every fatality in the game is because, yeah, fair enough, that guy did really well. He was, that was because of skill. So, no airstrikes, no grenade spam. Grenades are on a timer. And also, they're an assist weapon, not a kill weapon. But they do a little bit of damage. What they do is they knock you down and make you vulnerable. But even when you're knocked down, you can still fire. So if you grenade me and you knock me down, and you're running towards me to finish me off, and you're filling my crosshairs, and you still manage to kill me, fair enough, you have earned that. I don't mind dying like that.
That's really good, because a lot of games, it comes to the point where, I like to use the expression turtling, where you're sitting there, you're going back and forward, and you're playing defense instead of going out and using, skill to be a badass and kill somebody, or you're hiding and you're spamming nades. Oh, I picked more nades up. I'm spamming nades. I picked more up. So that's really good. It's going to make a player actually learn and develop a way to outplay somebody, and that's the whole point.
That's the goal. I mean, another thing, this always makes people kind of jump. It's like, well, we don't have snipers in the game. There's no snipers. It's like, wait a minute. Let me tell you let me explain what I mean by that. I define sniping as you are so far away, you've got a weapon. You can kill me, but I cannot harm you in any way at all. So you're having a great time. I'm not playing the game. I'm just dead all the time. That's not fun. It's not actually that much fun for you. So we do have, our last game, Quake Wars, big terrain games. You'd have guys a kilometer away and you just couldn't reach them. That was frankly a mistake and a problem with that game for us. Yeah. So with Brink, we brought the engagement range right in. It's a short, medium range game, which makes all of the interactions more meaningful. I mean, if you snipe me from a kilometer away, what do I know about it? If you come in and you knock me down and you melee me, that's a much more personal interaction. So we do have marksman rifles. We don't hate sniping as a skill. It's really hard to snipe properly. But what it does is turn it into a support role. It's like, oh, you took that guy down to 50% health. You took that guy down to 20% health. That's really useful. Yeah. But there are no one-shot kills in the game if you're at full health, unless you choose to be the light body type. And what you're choosing to do that is, okay, I'm going to be way more agile, I'm going to be way faster, I can't have the heavier weapons, but I've got way less health. And that really affects the way you play the game. It's like, okay, well, I should never stand still.
Right.
So yeah, if you get a headshot from one of the heavier weapons, that is at full health, that will put you down. Okay. But generally, we're just trying to keep people alive longer. Now that doesn't make it softer. It just means there's no kind of like camp, kill, bang, camp, kill. Like that isn't. We're trying to get away from that a little bit. So generally, let's say, we're fighting. It's like, oh no, it's going to take a couple more bullets to put me down. And that gives me like, okay, I'm really losing this fight. I'm going to dodge behind cover and I'm going to let my health recharge. You want a tactical victory. You've removed me from combat, but we're both still playing the game. That is just more fun than, okay, well, I'm dead. Oh, now you're dead. That's two of us not playing the game. Whereas if it's like, okay, I'm out of the fight, wait for my health to recharge and wait for my health to recharge. Okay, now I'm back into it. That's just more interesting for players, we think.
Definitely. One big question that we ask a lot of games, because we specifically try to cover competitive games and games that we feel are very skillful. Can you see this being picked up in competitive play?
Oh yeah, we come from Splashdown, which was founded by a mod team and a Quake clan before then. It was Earthquakers, who I think I'm still on probation with. I think I may one day be a full member. It's only 8 years now. I'm hopeful. Absolutely. Those guys made us as a company. It would be madness for us to leave those guys behind. So the challenge for us is to make it way easier for new players to get in who've never really thought of themselves as online players without sacrificing the depth and giving players the tools they need to have the games they want. So yeah, it's absolutely about competitive. It's stopwatch mode. Your team attacks, tries to do all the objectives of the game. Then we switch around. The defending teams try to attack and tries to beat the score. Like we've had a lot of experience that in our previous games. We love the competitive scene. We want to give them everything they need.
Well, that's great. Well, guys, like again, I'm Canex, ProGaming.com. We're here, and stay tuned for more PAX East coverage.